It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. There's a reason rappers can turn any story into a hit track. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 1,000 attorneys and more than 100 offices nationwide. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, your case could be worth millions. But the truth is, a lot of people either don't file at all or get taken advantage of by insurance companies. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring a legal army that has your back. If you're injured because of someone else's negligence, you deserve to be paid. No shortcuts, no lowball offers. In fact, they've secured some major verdicts in the past. For example, in Florida, they got a victim who was in a life-altering car crash, $12 million. 34 times the highest insurance offer. They got another victim in Philadelphia, $26 million. 40 times the highest insurance offer. Not all law firms are created equal. Morgan & Morgan is the biggest for a reason. They will fight for the biggest award possible and have won a lot. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless you win. That's right, no upfront costs. They only get paid if you get paid. You can start your claim now by clicking the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen from your phone's camera. Again, if you find yourself injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Don't say I never told you nothing, man. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're going to be getting into Snoop Dogg and Daz Dillinger, okay? Now, these niggas cousins, ain't they? Or something like that. They cousins. And they are at odds. They've had an on-again, off-again relationship over the last 20 years or so. And as of today, it's getting no better. All right. Now, a couple weeks ago, Daz Dillinger came out, and I didn't even cover it. I planned to, but some other shit popped off in the music world that took precedence. But Daz Dillinger came out a couple weeks ago and said that, Snoop has been trying to go behind his back and basically copyright his work. Daz's work, by the way. The Dog Pound, solo shit, all that stuff, in order to try to cash out in a allegedly billions dollars worth deal for Death Row. I think he's trying to sell the catalog or something like that, which I find to be interesting because when Snoop got the Death Row catalog, he said he was going to keep it to himself and, enrich the artists that were a part of the original OG label. Daz is saying the dog is not upholding his word on that. Okay? Now, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but these last couple years have definitely exposed the OGs of hip-hop as the please of hip-hop at this point. You say their name, he's like, oh, please. Don't talk to me about these niggas. We seen how Snoop has been going left and right to diminish his legacy. The music can't take away from him. I still love Snoop Dogg's music. Whether it be from Doggy Style, whether it be from goddamn the No Limit era, whether it be R&G, which is actually one of my favorite albums from Snoop when he did the shit with Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? I even like the blue carpet treatment. Like, the music, I can't take away from him. I thought, because for years, so many people had given nothing but praise to Snoop, Uncle Snoop, and that whole tutelage and mentorship act that we all bought into, but it don't seem like Snoop is really that guy. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? 2025 done showed 2024 to 25 has shown a completely different scope. Now, I'm not going to say he's done no good. There's a lot of people in the NFL that say, hey, without Snoop, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have gotten through my formative years in competitive football. Snoop was the coach. Snoop looked out. Snoop, you know what I mean? Helped a lot of at-risk youth find success, get into college. And I can't take none of that away from him. But damn. So Daz has been talking about this for the last couple weeks. And apparently Snoop has finally come out and responded to Daz with threats. So Snoop comes out and says, Daz, leave me alone, cuz. Or I'ma fuck you up. Not physically, but business-wise. Now, it sounds to me like Daz was already saying you trying to fuck him up business-wise. So it sounds to me like you ain't gonna do nothing but what he already been alleging. But let's go ahead and play the footage just for the people and get to it. So here's the footage that first came out a couple weeks ago, and we're gonna work our way up to what's happened in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, that album came out on Death Row.
Okay.
And then I got kicked off of Death Row again. From Snoop. Got into it. Me and Snoop, it's my cousin. You know, we get into it all the time. He kicked me off. So, I ain't going back this time.
Yeah, you ain't going back? So, because obviously you guys are related. So, what is that conversation like? Because you're like, no, fuck you, no, fuck you. And then you guys still got to talk later on.
He did a show and didn't take me. So I figured, like, why what's going on? He's just like, you ain't sign your catalog over to me. And I'm like,
Now, remember, Warren G has come out and said some similar shit about Snoop cutting him out, shouting him out, but not inviting him to shit. You know what I'm saying? Weird shit, you know what I mean?
keeping it, you know what I'm saying? It's worth a lot.
Okay.
So, that's what it's about, because like he owned the label, but I own the publishing.
And that is valuable.
And that's more valuable than the ownership. So I'm just like, I could take my bones and go, as long as my house and everything that I got is paid for, and I get the Tupac royalties, I get all my royalties, you know what I'm saying? That's just another part of just Death Row that
And for the people that don't know why he's saying he's getting his Tupac royalties and all this stuff, Daz is not just a rapper, he's also a producer. For many years, he was quietly producing behind the scenes while other bigger producers were basically getting credit, namely Dr. Dre, allegedly, we will say, on certain records. But yeah. And, Daz has had a storied career from Death Row to fucking his time dealing with Jermaine Dupri once upon a time. He's been around the industry. He's done a lot of work, often overlooked, but that's what he's talking about. Owning his publishing, and those production credits yield publishing as well, which he's claiming that Snoop wants him to sign over to Death Row, which ultimately would be signed over to Snoop.
because Tupac and Dr. Dre is separate from Death Row.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all the albums that Snoop had on Death Row, and it deplenished now. He only got 3 albums on there. From all them records, so everybody took their records back. So, he only got Doggy Style, Dog Father, Murder Was the Case, The Dog Pound, which I'm coming to get, and my solo album. After them, you only got about 3 albums left on there.
Yeah. So can you explain for the average fan or listener how this went? Because he acquired the rights to Death Row.
Yeah,
and then
but he didn't have to pay us from the past. He has to pay us from when he acquired it, from 22 on up.
Okay, so everything from there. And then along with the catalog coming over, you guys had the option to take your portion of the catalog?
No, he still had the portion of the catalog. I just filed for my copyright reversion.
Got it.
Which means everything revert back to me after 35 years. Some people don't even get to see 35 years.
Yeah.
And other people like that. So, like that, I'm requiring getting my shit back.
Yeah.
All right. So clearly, Daz is saying he's trying to handle his business, which a lot of people in the music industry, we're now at that stage where some of our favorite artists from yesteryear, coming from the late 80s into the 90s and up, they're hitting their later years. They're trying to get their music back. And there's only a couple ways that you can do it, especially when it comes to the masters and stuff like that, is either you buy them back, which can cost you millions of dollars because labels are not just going to give it to you for free, or you have to go through the copyright, through the government, and file for reversions and try to put pressure on the labels to acquiesce to the reversion, which he said is active after 35 years. There's been different talks from different people. You know, there's verbiage in some people's contracts where they could get it back in 7 years, 10 years, 15, depending on what it says in your paperwork, if they ever give you an opportunity, because most contracts say that you're signed or that they own your music in perpetuity, which is forever and ever. And even if there happens to be another new world or planet where life is, happening, they will own it there too. You know, a lot of people don't know this stuff is in the contracts, but shit get tricky. So he's in this battle with Snoop. Now, of course, there's a Dog Pound album that done came out. All this different type of stuff, recent, and they still can't get it right. So here we have an even more recent video. This came out yesterday. Okay. Daz Dillinger calls out his cousin Snoop Dogg, accusing him of going behind his back to copyright music Daz created during his time at Death Row Records. Daz also alleges that Snoop is attempting to sell a catalog valued at $1 billion that includes his work. So Snoop is trying to sell it all off to get a Billy. This sounds very close to Bad Boy type shit. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? This sound like some fucking Motown type shit, Berry Gordy type shit going on here. I don't like how this is sounding. But let's get to Daz. I don't know why I said it like that either.
Okay, oh, so you own everything. So that's all your stuff. Now, you were saying something about the paw. Now, what are you talking about with the paw?
Well, like I was saying, the paw is trademarked. Like I told Snoop, you got rejected and I got accepted. You know what I'm saying? So that was the moneymaker. The paw.
Okay, so he's talking about the paw. Of course, the Dog Pound logo, the paw. All right. So there's seeming to be a dispute about who owns the paw. Daz is saying he owns it. And remember, they use that mark on all the albums, on all the merch, on all the fucking posters, everything to do with Dog Pound. That paw is gonna, you know what I'm saying? It follows you for life. And there seems to be a dispute over who should have it.
Like the Apple sign, like I said before. And like I said, they tried to go behind my back and trademark all my work and then flung my face like, yeah, nigga, we got it, nigga. That's all we wanted, nigga, because I'm finna sell everything for $1 billion to Universal. You know what I mean? But shh, don't be selling my shit.
Now, what do you mean by selling? He said he was going to sell it, or what? They're selling Death Row, the new Death Row that just came?
Snoop, everything Snoop is involved with, he gonna sell all that shit for $1 billion. You know, the motherfuckers cashing niggas out for their catalog. And then he sell that shit and he just start over and make new music. You know, it's easy. You sell what you got. You know what I'm saying? Nigga got all that money. I mean, I don't count niggas' pockets, but I got my own pocket. You know what I mean?
Now, how many albums is over there? Now, how many albums is over there at Death Row? Because you were saying that it was the Doggy Style and it was two other ones you was talking about?
Yeah. You know, the shit that I got on the wall right here, you know what I'm saying? The Chronic is already going back to Dr. Dre. Tupac and took all his greatest hits album, all his albums, all his shit back over to Amaru. So what is left on Death Row? But I'm coming to get my shit, so what's going to be left on Death Row? So he got to make new catalog. And that's where all the new cats come in at, you know what I'm saying? Making new content.
All right. So that's Daz reiterating once again about the trademark and the copyrights to these records. He says he wants his music back, which will ultimately, if he gets it back in his ownership, that will devalue Death Row and its selling power, because it's going to have less catalog to generate royalties from. You know what I mean? So this shit is sticky, bruh. So here's the clip of Snoop warning Daz to leave him alone. Here we go. This is real quick.
I see you ain't got shit to do but hate on me, huh? In a minute, I'ma fuck you up, cuz. On some real shit. Not physically, but business-wise. Cuz you broke as a motherfucker right now, so I'ma fuck you up in a minute, cuz. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone.
You didn't put that on the internet.
Leave me alone, cuz. I'ma fuck you up. Leave me alone. I see you ain't got.
All right, so that's Snoop. He say, I see you ain't got shit going on, but to talk about me and hate on me, you broke as fuck right now, and I'ma fuck you up, not physically, but business-wise. Now, that could be a couple of things, right? It could be a couple of things. In one instance, it could be, you know, he could beat him to the punch on this catalog, which would keep whatever that alleged business deal is intact. So Snoop could cash out on that Billy. We know Snoop ain't turning down nothing but his collar. So shit. And he was out here popping his collar once upon a time, so he might not turn that motherfucker down either. Right? So that could be a possibility, or it could get even stickier where Snoop perhaps decides to come out and file a lawsuit against Daz Dillinger, perhaps defamation, perhaps slander, libel. You know what I'm saying? We see that going around, which would tie him up court-wise. You know what I'm saying? The legal process is not cheap. It's something that you have to endure throughout the entirety of the entire litigation. Filing fees, lawyer fees, court fees. You know what I'm saying? Just having your lawyer give you time to overlook the fucking paperwork and submit shit to the judge and all that bullshit. That shit costs money. Not to mention, when you finally, if you do go to trial, you're going to have to pay money for that throughout the duration of the trial. And if you lose, you may have to come out of some bread as well. Damages, legal fees possibly, the whole shebang. So we don't know necessarily what Snoop means in terms of I'ma fuck you up business wise, but we can pretty much deduce that there's only a couple options that's there to follow through with. And he said, you better leave me alone, because I'm finna start exercising my motherfucking options. Now, I tell you, boy, if shit like this happened with family, what could you do with your friends? It's not good, man. Only thing I can say is I wish them the best. I could only imagine what goddamn Thanksgiving and Christmas finna look like. I can only imagine. I'm sure they wasn't together for Thanksgiving. Goddamn. But I wish them all the best. Wish them a peaceful resolution. And, hopefully everybody gets what they rightfully deserve on paper. Nobody takes anything unjust. But we'll see how this saga continues to uphold or unfold moving forward. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'll catch y'all later. And just to give a heads up, all right, I know some talk. I know people be rumbling. You know what I mean? Let me say this as covertly as possible. The elephant in the room is how the videos start. We will be moving on from the way that videos are starting in just a couple weeks. Once I fulfill, what we got going on, we will be going back to the music intros. I know y'all enjoy them. I enjoy them as well. It brings a different vibe to the table. I understand. Some people, feel like, hey, I have no reason to consult with this firm or whatever. I understand that. But we getting back to what we do very shortly. The content ain't changed. Ain't nothing else changed now. Give me some grace now. Your boy I ain't selling you no snake oil and no shit now. But I know it's the elephant in the room. Just want to let y'all know. I'll see y'all in a minute, though. Much love and respect. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5, 6 bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The